1959 Fiat Abarth, and I love the nicknames for these, the double bubble, because of the two ridges on the top. This thing is tiny, and it looks like you could put it in the trunk of one of the Bentleys or Rolls we looked at earlier. Tell me, I don't know much about Abarth's double bubbles. Tell me about it.
Well, actually, I'm still kind of learning myself, actually. We just bought this car just recently, and it's a really special little car. They were around for a couple of years, a collaboration between Carlos Abarth and then Zagato, of course, who is really famous for building the coachwork on a lot of really unique vehicles. But both of them put together kind of came up with this design here. It's really an unbustable little car. They're really used for racing, a lot of rallies. It's got an 803cc engine, and they just run and drive just absolutely amazingly. They hit corners faster than anything I've ever driven in my life. We actually had this up at Pebble Beach about 2 or 3 months ago, just as something to drive around the island, drive around 17-mile drive, go to some of the different events, and we just had an absolute ball. We had two relatively large gentlemen like myself driving around Pebble Beach in this little car. It was a lot of fun, and it performed exceptionally well.
Was this a purpose-built vehicle back then? It was built for racing, or it was just something they came up with and threw it in the market to see what would happen?
Yeah, they built it, threw it on the market, see what would happen, and when people started taking them on the tracks, it just performed so well that they decided to continue the mark and produce many more of them. And now that's really what people use these for rally racing.
I don't think I've ever seen one in the flesh. I've seen them in magazines, read about them. It's the first one I've ever seen. How rare are they?
Well, I've only seen one or two. We actually got the stripe pattern from one of the other vehicles that we saw. You know, I really don't know how many are left in existence. I think this year they did 1,150 of them that year. But yeah, they're really neat cars. They're very hard to find. And yeah, you just don't see them too often. Just don't see them too often. It's an alloy body, so it's very light, and the car just runs like heck.
Power plant on it? What's the performance?
Probably 0 to 60, it's somewhere around 7 seconds. Quarter mile is probably 18, 19, but it's the tight turns and getting around the track that really kind of is what this car is really known for.
Mm-hmm. And how big is the power plant?
803cc.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, you know, like a good motorcycle engine in
exactly,
there.
exactly, on a very, very lightweight body.